Ever watch like a pro athlete do something incredible and think, how do they even do that? Or maybe you've wondered, like, how does physical therapy help people regain their ability to move?
It's really fascinating, right?
Yeah, totally.
Well, that's all
The
biomechanics.
science of movement.
Exactly.
So today we're going to do a deep dive into biomechanics.
And what's really cool is that biomechanics has this surprisingly long history.
Oh, so it's not all like high-tech labs and fancy computers.
No. It actually starts way back with just people looking at the human body and trying to understand it.
I can picture those old anatomical drawings, from like the Renaissance.
Yeah, exactly.
Did those early artists actually like contribute to how we think about movement today?
Oh, absolutely.
Really?
Think of Da Vinci.
Oh, wow, yeah.
I mean, he was a genius artist, of course, but he was also obsessed with anatomy. His drawings are amazing to look at, of course.
Yeah.
But they're also these amazingly detailed studies of muscles and bones.
So he was basically figuring out how the human body works as a machine.
Yeah, centuries before we had the technology to really do it.
That's incredible.
Right. I mean, imagine trying to understand how we move without X-rays or motion capture.
You'd have to have an amazing eye for detail.
Da Vinci definitely did, but to really analyze movement, you need to get more scientific.
Okay.
That's where Giovanni Borelli comes in.
Who's that?
He was a 17th century Italian scientist, and he was the one who brought math and physics into the picture.
Okay, so this is where things get a bit more technical.
Definitely Borelli started thinking about the body in terms of levers and forces.
Like a machine.
Exactly. He even came up with this concept called moment of force.
What's that?
It's basically how much a force can make something turn around a pivot point.
Okay, I'm not sure I'm following.
Think of a lever.
Yeah.
You know, the longer the lever, the easier it is to lift something heavy.
Okay, yeah.
Our limbs work like that, too.
So physics really applies to the human body.
It totally does. And what Borelli did was revolutionary because he took biomechanics from just observation to actually being able to measure and calculate forces.
That makes sense.
So we went from beautiful drawings to math equations. Pretty cool, huh?
It is, yeah. So what happened next?
Well, the real game changer was technology in the 19th and 20th centuries.
Oh, yeah. Things started developing pretty quickly then.
Right, especially when high-speed cameras were invented.
Because then you could slow everything down.
For the first time, scientists could see every single detail of how we move.
Frame by frame.
Exactly. They could analyze how joints rotate, how muscles work together.
Wow.
And that led to a huge explosion of biomechanics research.
I bet, because now you could really see what was going on.
Exactly. It went from this niche area of science to something that could be used in so many different fields.
Like sports and medicine.
Exactly. Anyone who wanted to optimize human movement could use these insights from high-speed cameras.
Makes sense. So is that when biomechanics really took off?
It's definitely a turning point, but then technology kept advancing.
Of course.
From those early cameras, we got to these sophisticated motion capture systems.
With sensors and 3D modeling.
Exactly. It's amazing how much detail we can see now, tiny inefficiencies that you'd never notice with the naked eye.
That's incredible. So we've got this incredible technology and this long history of studying movement.
Yeah.
But how does all of that translate into real life? Like, give me some examples of how biomechanics is actually being used out in the world.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's start with sports.
Yeah, sports is a good one.
Right, because that's where most people probably think of biomechanics. You know, like slow motion replays you see on TV.
Yeah, totally.
But it's way more than that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, biomechanics is being used at every level, from like helping Olympic athletes to, just regular people trying to stay in shape.
So how does that work? Like, how does biomechanics actually help an athlete get better?
Think of someone like Michael Phelps.
Okay, the swimmer.
Yeah, he was amazing in the pool.
One of the best.
But it wasn't just talent biomechanists studied every single detail of his stroke.
Really, every detail.
Yeah, like the angle of his hand when it entered the water, how his body rotated even when he kicked.
Wow.
And they used all that data to figure out the most efficient way to move through the water.
So they like engineered the perfect swimming stroke?
Exactly. And it's not just for elite athletes either.
Oh.
Like, let's say you're a runner and you keep having knee problems.
Ugh. Yeah, I know that feeling.
A biomechanics expert could analyze your gait.
My what?
Your gait, how you run, basically.
Okay.
They can use those motion capture systems we talked about.
Right.
And they can see things like, are you overpronating, or is your stride length putting too much stress on your joints?
So even if I think I'm running fine, I could be doing something wrong.
It's definitely possible, but the good news is once you know what the problems are, you can fix them.
Okay.
Maybe you need different shoes or you need to do certain exercises to strengthen your muscles.
So biomechanics is like giving you a personalized plan to move better.
Exactly. It takes out the guesswork so you can train smarter and avoid injuries.
I like that. A lot less guesswork.
And it's not just about performance and preventing injuries either.
Oh, what else?
Biomechanics is also really important in rehabilitation.
Oh, you mean helping people recover from injuries?
Exactly like someone recovering from a stroke or a spinal cord injury.
Okay.
Biomechanics can help us understand how their body is moving differently now.
Right.
And then we can design therapies that specifically target those problems
So you can help them get back to moving normally.
as much as possible.
Yeah.
It's amazing how biomechanics can help people regain their independence.
It really is. Yeah. That's incredible. And is it all?
Oh, no, we haven't even talked about prosthetics and orthotics.
Oh, right. Like artificial limbs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Biomechanics is helping us design these devices that are more intuitive and responsive than ever before.
Makes sense. I mean, you'd have to understand how the body moves to build something that replaces a part of it.
Exactly. It's all about mimicking natural movement as closely as possible.
Wow. So we've got sports, we've got rehab. What?
Well, biomechanics is even influencing how we design everyday objects.
Honestly. Like what?
Think about chairs, desks, tools, anything you use on a regular basis.
Right.
Biomechanics helps designers understand how our bodies interact with those objects.
So they can be more comfortable to use.
Exactly. And safer, too. Like, think about how office chairs have changed.
They're definitely more comfortable now than they used to be.
Right. We've gone from those basic chairs to chairs with lumbar support and adjustable everything.
Oh, that's stout.
Yeah, it's all about promoting healthy posture and preventing back pain.
So the next time I'm buying a chair, I should be thinking about biomechanics.
It wouldn't hurt. Good ergonomics is all about aligning your body to reduce stress and move efficiently.
So it's not just about chairs.
Nope. It applies to everything from how you hold your phone to how you lift a heavy box.
Wow, this is really eye-opening. I never thought about how much biomechanics affects our daily lives.
It's everywhere, and as technology keeps advancing, it's only going to become more and more influential.
Like, what do you think is next for biomechanics?
Imagine a future where we have wearable sensors that track our every move.
Like all the time.
Yeah, giving us personalized feedback on how to move better, avoid injuries.
Okay.
Maybe even predict health problems before they happen.
Whoa, that sounds pretty futuristic and maybe a little creepy.
Yeah, there are definitely some ethical questions there,
For sure.
but the potential is huge. Imagine your doctor using your movement data to create a super personalized treatment plan. Or your smartwatch telling you to fix your posture before you get back pain.
Okay, that would be pretty helpful, actually. It'd be amazing to be able to understand our bodies like that.
Right.
But even without all the futuristic stuff, it feels like there are things we can do now to use biomechanics in our everyday lives.
Oh, absolutely. Like
Okay.
what?
Well, it starts with just being aware of how you move.
Okay. So what should we be paying attention to?
We'll start with your posture. How are you sitting right now?
Well, now that you mention it, I am kind of hunched over.
It happens to all of us.
But just noticing these habits is the first step. Try to correct your posture throughout the day.
Okay.
Straighten your spine, relax your shoulders, and keep your head level.
Makes sense.
You might be surprised how much better you feel.
So good posture isn't just about looking good. It's about feeling good, too.
Exactly. And it can help prevent those aches and pains that build up over time.
Right.
Think about how you lift things, too. Are you bending at the waist?
Oh, yeah. I've definitely done that and hurt my back.
That's a common mistake. You want to lift with your legs, not your back.
Okay.
Engage your core, keep your back straight,
Yeah.
and use those big leg muscles.
Gotcha. So it's all about using the right muscles for the job.
Exactly. Little things like that can make a big difference.
So just understanding a few biomechanics principles can really help prevent injuries.
It really can. And it's not just about big movements either.
What do you mean?
Even something as simple as choosing the right shoes can have a huge impact.
Oh, interesting. Tell me more about that.
We spend so much time on our feet.
Yeah, for sure.
And if your shoes aren't supporting your arches and your gait properly, it can mess up your alignment and cause problems all the way up your body.
So it's not just about how they look, it's about how they function.
Exactly. You need shoes that match your foot type and how you move.
Makes sense.
There are shoes for overpronation, supination, cushioning, motion control, you name it.
I had no idea there was so much to think about when buying shoes.
There really is. The more you understand about your body, the better choices you can make.
This has been fascinating. I feel like I'm seeing the world differently now.
I'm glad to hear that.
noticing how biomechanics is everywhere, from how athletes train to how I pick up a bag of groceries.
And it's only going to become more important as technology advances.
Yeah, who knows what the future holds?
Maybe we'll all have those personalized AI movement coaches before we know it.
Maybe so. But in the meantime, we can all benefit from using what we've learned about biomechanics in our daily lives.
Absolutely. Move with awareness, make good choices, and appreciate what an amazing machine your body is.
Well said. A huge thanks to you for being here and for teaching us so much about biomechanics.
It's been my pleasure.
And all our listeners out there, keep exploring, keep moving, and keep those bodies healthy.
Absolutely.
That's it for this episode of The Deep Dive. We'll see you next time for another deep dive into something that's sure to blow your mind.